Have you ever looked at your bank account and thought, wait, where did all my money go? Maybe you got paid 2 weeks ago. You paid your rent, bought groceries, filled up the car, grabbed a few coffees, ordered food a couple of times, and paid some bills. Then suddenly, your balance is much lower than you expected. And the frustrating part is, you do not even remember exactly what happened. This is where tracking every dollar for 30 days can completely change the way you see your money. Now, let's understand this in a simple way. Tracking every dollar means writing down, recording, or reviewing every single dollar that comes in and every single dollar that goes out. Not just the big bills, not just rent, car payments, or groceries. Every dollar. That includes coffee, snacks, subscriptions, gas, online shopping, ATM withdrawals, credit card payments, tips, delivery fees, and even small purchases that feel too tiny to matter. Because here is the important part. Small expenses do matter when they happen again and again. A $5 purchase may not seem like a big deal. But if you spend $5 almost every day, that is around $150 in a month. And if you do that in 2 or 3 different areas, suddenly you may be losing hundreds of dollars without realizing it. So this 30-day challenge is not about judging yourself. It is not about feeling guilty. It is not about never enjoying your money. It is about awareness, because you cannot control what you do not track. Imagine you just received your paycheck. Let's say you bring home $3,000 for the month. Before tracking your money, you might simply spend as life happens. Rent comes out, bills come out, food costs money, gas costs money, a birthday dinner happens, a subscription renews. Then by the end of the month, you wonder why saving feels impossible. But when you track every dollar, you start seeing the full picture. You see how much money came in. You see where it went. You see what was necessary. You see what was emotional. You see what was planned. And you see what surprised you. That is powerful. Before we go step by step, let's define one simple term: cash flow. Cash flow simply means money moving in and money moving out. Money coming in could be your paycheck, side income, tips, freelance work, child support, or any other income source. Money going out could be rent, groceries, utilities, insurance, debt payments, subscriptions, entertainment, transportation, and personal spending. For the next 30 days, your goal is to understand your cash flow clearly. So, how do you actually track every dollar? Step 1 is to choose your tracking method. You do not need anything fancy. You can use a notebook, a spreadsheet, a budgeting app, your phone notes, or even a printed worksheet. The best method is the one you will actually use. If you like paper, use a notebook. If you like technology, use a spreadsheet or an app. If you want something quick, use your phone notes. Do not spend 3 days trying to find the perfect system. That is where many people get stuck. They think they need a perfect app, a perfect template, or a perfect budget before they begin. You do not. You just need a simple place to record your money. Step 2 is to write down your starting point. Before day 1 begins, check your bank account balances, credit card balances, and cash in your wallet. This is not to make you feel good or bad. It is just your starting line. For example, you might write, checking account, $800, savings account, $300, cash, $40, credit card balance, $400. Now you know where you are starting. Step 3 is to track every dollar that comes in. Most people focus only on spending, but income matters too. Write down your paycheck when it arrives. Write down side hustle money. Write down refunds. Write down money someone pays you back. Write down any cash you receive. For example, If you get paid $1,500 on Friday, record it. If you sell something online for $50, record it. If a friend pays you back $20, record it. This gives you a clear picture of your total income for the month. Step 4 is to track every dollar that goes out. This is the heart of the challenge. Every time you spend money, record 3 things: the date, the amount, and what it was for. For example, June 3rd, $12, lunch. June 4th, $55, gas. June 5th, $120, groceries. June 6th, $9, streaming subscription. June 7th, $28, takeout. You do not need to write a long story. Just record enough so that you understand what happened. And yes, track credit card spending too. This is very important. Some people think, I did not use money from my bank account, I used my credit card. But credit card spending is still spending. You are still using money, even if the payment happens later. So if you buy something with a credit card, record it the same day. Step 5 is to create simple categories. After a few days, your list may start getting long. That is normal. Categories help you see patterns. Use simple categories like housing, food, transportation, bills, debt, savings, subscriptions, personal spending, entertainment, and unexpected expenses. Food can include groceries, restaurants, coffee, snacks, and delivery. Transportation can include gas, bus fare, ride share, parking, car payment, and insurance. Bills can include electricity, water, phone, internet, and other monthly payments. Keep it simple. Do not create 25 categories unless you really enjoy detail. For most beginners, 8 to 10 categories is enough. Step 6 is to check in daily. This is where many people make a mistake. They try to remember everything at the end of the week, but life gets busy. Receipts disappear. Small purchases are forgotten. Cash spending becomes unclear. Then the tracking system becomes inaccurate and people give up. Instead, take 3 to 5 minutes each day. Maybe you do it before bed. Maybe you do it after dinner. Maybe you do it in the morning with your coffee. Open your bank app, check your wallet, review your receipts, and record what happened. 3 minutes a day can save you from financial confusion. Now, let me give you a practical example. Imagine Sarah earns $3,200 a month after taxes. Before tracking, she believes her main problem is that groceries are too expensive. So she starts tracking every dollar for 30 days. At the end of the month, she discovers something surprising. Her groceries were actually around $450, which was close to what she expected. But restaurants, coffee, and delivery added up to $680. That does not mean Sarah is bad with money. It means she found useful information. Now she can make a real decision. Maybe she decides to reduce delivery from 4 times a week to once a week. Maybe she prepares lunch 3 days a week. Maybe she keeps coffee spending but cuts something else. The point is not to remove all joy. The point is to choose on purpose. That is what tracking does. It turns guessing into knowing. Step 7 is to watch for spending triggers. A spending trigger is a situation, emotion, or habit that makes you more likely to spend money. For example, some people spend more when they are stressed. Some spend more when they are bored. Some spend more after scrolling social media. Some spend more when they are hungry and have not planned meals. Some spend more on payday because they feel rich for a moment. You might have seen this happen in your own life. You get paid and suddenly it feels easier to say yes to everything. Then 2 weeks later, money feels tight again. During your 30-day challenge, notice when and why you spend. Do you order food when you are tired? Do you shop online late at night? Do you spend more around certain friends? Do you buy things because they are on sale, even when you did not need them? These patterns are important because when you know your triggers, you can prepare for them. For example, if you spend too much on takeout when you are tired, keep a few easy meals at home. If you shop online when bored, remove saved card information from shopping websites. If you overspend on payday, transfer money to savings immediately after getting paid. Small changes can protect your money. Step 8 is to review your progress once a week. At the end of each week, take 10 minutes and look at your numbers. Ask yourself 3 simple questions. Where did most of my money go? Was anything surprising? What is one small change I can make next week? Do not try to fix everything at once. If you notice that food spending is high, focus on food for 1 week. If subscriptions are higher than expected, cancel 1 or 2 you do not use. If impulse shopping is a problem, create a 24-hour rule before buying non-essential items. A 24-hour rule means you wait 1 full day before buying something you did not plan to buy. This gives your brain time to decide whether you actually need it. Now let's talk about common mistakes. Mistake number 1 is only tracking big expenses. Big expenses matter, but small expenses often reveal the real story. A few dollars here and there can quietly take over your budget. Mistake number 2 is being too hard on yourself. Tracking is not a punishment, it is information. If you discover that you spent more than expected, do not quit, just learn from it. Mistake number 3 is forgetting cash. Cash is easy to lose track of. If you withdraw $60 from an ATM, do not just record ATM withdrawal. Try to track what you used the cash for. Mistake number 4 is ignoring automatic payments. Subscriptions, insurance, phone bills, and memberships can quietly renew in the background. Track them when they hit your account. Mistake number 5 is waiting until the end of the month. By then, many details are gone. Daily tracking works better because it is quick and accurate. Now, what should you do at the end of 30 days? This is where the challenge becomes useful. Add up your total income. Then add up your total spending by category. You may discover that your biggest spending area is housing, food, transportation, debt, or personal spending. Then ask yourself, does this match my priorities? For example, if saving money is important to you, but you only saved $20 while spending $200 on things you barely remember, that gives you a clear next step. Again, no shame, just clarity. After the 30 days, you can build a simple budget. A budget is simply a plan for your money before you spend it. That is all. It does not mean you cannot enjoy life. It means you tell your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. For example, after tracking your money, you might decide, I will set aside money for rent first, then utilities and insurance, then groceries and transportation, then debt payments, then savings, then fun spending. This is how tracking turns into control. And here is the final takeaway. You do not need to be perfect with money to improve your finances. You just need to become aware. For the next 30 days, track every dollar that comes in and every dollar that goes out. Use a notebook, spreadsheet, app, or phone note. Keep it simple. Check in daily, review weekly. Notice your patterns. Then make small changes based on real information. Because once you see where your money is going, you can start making better decisions with confidence. You may find extra money for savings. You may catch subscriptions you forgot about. You may reduce impulse spending. You may finally understand why your paycheck disappears so quickly. And most importantly, you will stop guessing. Money becomes less stressful when it becomes clear. So start today. Track the next dollar you spend, then the next one, then the next one. 30 days from now, you may understand your money better than you ever have before. If you found this lesson helpful, subscribe to MoneyWise Academy, where we explain money in a simple way, one lesson at a time.